What's up, YouTube? Live Sports Talk here, and I am doing another one of those MLB predictions. And today we are going to focus on the NL East. Now, the NL East is a division that has been primarily dominated by the Phillies in recent years. It usually comes down to the Phillies and Braves, and then there's a drop-off. Last year, there was the Phillies, pretty large drop-off, then the Braves and Washington and the Mets, and then Florida was at the bottom, the Florida Marlins, who we all know have made a lot of off-season moves this year and are trying to be the Miami Heat of baseball. So I'll just jump right into it. I think that the Phillies are once again going to win this division. Their roster is pretty stacked. Their pitching lineup, they have Halladay, All-Star every year. Cliff Lee, All-Star every year. Cole Hamels, he's still pretty good. He took them to a World Series a couple years ago. Then they have Worley. Now, Worley doesn't have much experience, but he did some good stuff last year. He came into out. He's only been in the league for 2 years. He comes out, and last year he had a 3 ERA. He was 11-3 with 119 strikeouts and a 1.23 WHIP. Like, that's pretty good for your second year pitching. And his first year, he only had 2 games that were decisions. He was 1-1 his first year. So he didn't get much time. He only had 12 strikeouts. You know, he didn't have much time. So he's coming into his own. He has the potential to be a really good pitcher. And then their fifth guy is either Blanton or Kendrick. They can work that out. Off-season-wise, they picked up Jonathan Papelbon as their closer. He's formerly the Red Sox closer. He's good. He's going to help complete their pitching because the only knock you could have on their pitching was they only had good starting pitchers. Like, they didn't have anything in the bullpen. Now they have Papelbon. So, on the field, now Chase Utley is hurt. He won't be there for opening day, but I think he's going to be good for at least some part of the season. And he's been hurt in years past, so they know how to play without him, and I think they'll be fine without him for the time being. Now, if he's gone for a while, that's going to be obviously different. There's going to be they're going to be hurting without him, but it looks like he's going to be back. They say he doesn't need surgery. They just don't want him to have a lingering injury throughout the season. So, let him take his rest and then bring him back when he's ready. But they have Ryan Howard, always hits a lot of home runs. He's good for 35, 40 a year, I would say. At least 30 plus, guaranteed. He's in the home run derby a good amount. I don't think he was last year, but he's always a contender to be in the home run derby. Then you got Jimmy Rollins at shortstop. One of the league's elite shortstops, I would say. I mean, he's in the top 10 at least in shortstop, I would say. He's pretty good. Placido Polanco on third base. He can really hit the ball the other way. He's kind of a situation. I mean, not a situational hitter, but he does what he needs to do when at the plate. Last year they traded for Hunter Pence, who is at right field. He wasn't amazing for them last year, but I think now he's settled in. He can do some good things. Then they have Shane Victorino at center field, speedy guy. And then they did not bring back Raul Ibanez, but they have this new guy. He's a young guy, Mayberry. I believe it's Mayberry Jr., but on his jersey it just says Mayberry. I think he's rising. I mean, you can't have all studs on your roster, but I mean, he's not a bad player by any means. I mean, he's pretty good. He's going to be that rookie that's going to become better. I mean, he's not a rookie, but you know what I mean. He's going to become better and help your team out. Last year he had 15 home runs, 49 RBIs. I mean, he played 104 games, so he'll obviously get in more this year because he will be the starter. And he bats a 273 batting average. That's not terrible. I mean, that's actually pretty good for the MLB these days. It's not pretty good. It's average, I'll say. He's average. So there's nothing wrong with that. And then you have Carlos Ruiz, who's been there year after year. So I think they have pretty much the same team as last year, minus Ibanez, but they got Mayberry now, and they have additions of Papelbon. So I think they'll once again win the division. So now on to second place in that division, and this is more of the tough spot. Who's going to get what here? Because the Braves were there last year. They've kept basically the same team. I mean, Chipper Jones is hurt, but they have Prado to back him up. But the reason why, actually, no, Prado starts at left field, so they'll have to figure something out there, because Prado would be the guy that would back up Chipper. But I guess you could put Diaz, who they picked up from the Pirates, in left field. But they'll figure that out. They pretty much have the same team as last year, so they have the ability to do the same thing, which is get 87 wins, which that says second place. That would be in second place in every division in the MLB except for the AL East, which is Yankees, Red Sox, Tampa Bay, which is an elite division there, and that would only barely. That you'd be down 2 games there, and then the NL Central, which has Milwaukee, which had Milwaukee and St. Louis, and Milwaukee still had Fielder, and St. Louis still had Pujols. But we'll get to that in a different video. So anyways, so like I was saying, the Braves have the strength to get 89 wins like they did last year. Now the question is, can the Marlins get more than that? I don't think they will. I think they will get close. I think it'll be tight, but I think the Braves will edge them out. The Braves, I think, they've been together. They have a fairly good team. They have Dan Uggla, and who can hit. They have McCann, who's a great catcher. Freddie Freeman's coming into his own. Like I said, Prado's there. Bourne, Hayward, they're all good. They're a little iffy at shortstop. They don't really have a big guy. They have Pastornicky, but he's not that good. But I mean, you can have a bad position. That's all right. But at pitching, they have Hudson, Jurgens, Hansen. Those are all 3 good pitchers. Closing, they have Kimbrel, who's a veteran closer and does a great job. So I think they are going to be able to do what they did last year, get 89 wins or so, and then take that second place spot. Now, the Marlins do have a pretty good team. They have Hanley Ramirez, Jose Reyes, Omar Infante, Sanchez, Stanton, Bonifacio, John Buck behind the plate. He's always a fan favorite. They have Bell is their closer. And the only thing that I have not a problem with, but I think is going to be tough on them, is after their first 2 pitchers, there's a huge drop-off. They got Johnson and Burley. They picked up Burley during the offseason. They picked up Burley, Reyes, Bell in the offseason, just to name a couple. And they have, after that, it's Nolasco and Zambrano. And Zambrano. And Nolasco throws a 4.67 last year, and his career is a 4.5. And he was 10-12 last year. That's not going to get it done. when you have to play the Phillies and the Braves a lot. And even pitching against, if he comes up against Washington, he might have trouble if what's his face is out there. Oh my God, their rookie, he had arm surgery. What is his name? Strasburg. If Strasburg was out there, they might have trouble. And then Zambrano, 4.82, 9-7, 100 strikeouts. I mean, the 4.82 hurts. You can't throw that and expect to win that many games if you're throwing five. If you're giving up 5 runs a game, I mean, you're not gonna win that many games. So that's why I think the Marlins are going to come in third, because their pitching is not completely strong all around. Now, after them comes Washington. They were 80 and 81 last year without Strasburg, but they're going to get Strasburg back this year. I don't see him making that big of a difference in their overall team. I mean, he's going to win more games for them, but I don't see them contending with the Marlins, Braves, or Phillies, especially the Phillies. I think the Phillies are going to blow all of these teams away. But I think they'll come in fourth just because they're going to be able to do what they did last year, be about a 500 team. And then the Mets are in last. Last year, the Mets were 77 to 85, under 500, and their whole team was pretty much Jose Reyes. And if you're a Mets fan, I hate to break it to you, but they don't have Jose Reyes anymore. He's playing for the Marlins now, and you will see him a lot this year. So that's going to hurt for them, him being on another team. They really don't have anything that can produce wins consistently, and that's why I don't think they're going to really do anything this year. So just to recap, Phillies, Braves, Marlins, Nationals, Mets, with the Phillies not even having any problems winning this division as they did last year when they had the best record in the whole MLB. So that is it for me. Comment, like, subscribe. You can follow me on Twitter at Live Sports Talk. I mean, I don't really know what else to say. Check out some of my other videos. I just did the AL East one yesterday, and more will be coming out later this week. I'm going to do one every day. And opening day is coming up, so I'm pumped. Hope you guys are too. And that's about it. Peace.